May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and according to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, almost 450 million people worldwide are currently living with a mental illness or a disorder. One of the more common is anxiety, even panic, and it's something that more and more teens are struggling to overcome. One local young woman is doing her part to help by sharing her own story.
When all of a sudden, I felt a surge of energy burst through the pit of my stomach. I clutched my desk as the room began to spin in circles, and I thought to myself, this is it. This is how I go.
Megan Gallagher is a mental health expert. She also an advocate for young adults. She's an author, motivational speaker. She's just 23 years old and has already given, as you saw right there, a TED Talk.
Wow.
Megan joins us now to talk about how to deal with anxiety and prevent panic, especially among young people.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
We do have some wonderful tips to share with everyone, but before we get to that,
Yes.
in that clip there that we just showed, you're talking about really your first experience with anxiety. You're barely a teenager, 14 years old. So what do you think when you look back at that and think about that moment for you?
For me, it was just a really hard time, and I had a great group of friends. I had the amazing family, but I felt uneducated about, mental health and self-love and what it means to just be okay and to be in tune with your body. And I just felt like no one was really talking about it wherever I went, so then I guess I'm the only one going through it.
Because young people don't really talk about it, or at least, they don't know where to get help or anything else. I mean, if there's all these stigmas out there, kids calling other kids crazy or freaks or whatever, and so no one really wants to talk about it or say, hey, I'm having these issues.
No, and I think there's just so many stigmas and beliefs, and whether it's, because of the family that you grew up in or the religion or where you live, I just want teenagers especially to feel empowered and educated, and that there are so many resources, and they can just go Google or YouTube guided meditations, just easy, accessible things to feel better.
So now you travel the country telling your story, as you say, turning your pain into purpose. You go to schools. What are you hearing from teenagers these days?
The main thing that I am hearing is that they're confused. Their parents don't talk about it, their friends don't talk about it, and they feel overwhelmed with, well, who am I? What are my passions? What do I want to do? And how can I feel better? So I think for me to come in and sort of just be this role model, which I've always wanted to be my whole life, they're just like, wow, it's gonna be okay. I'm not going crazy, and I'm not just making it up for attention or anything.
So tip number one is, in fact, to find somebody to talk to, whether it's a therapist or someone you trust.
Yes, just telling someone how you feel, like you physically feel the weight coming off your shoulders. It's so healthy, whether that is a therapist or a teacher or a guidance counselor. Just telling someone you feel healthier and you kind of made a connection with that person and they know you well.
You're not internalizing it. Incorporate exercise. Use some of that energy for something good.
Yes, and exercise, it's so simple and it's just so basic, but it really can make or break your day. Growing up, even as young as 4th grade, when I was 9 years old, I did not know what was going on, but I would just dance around my room every night before bed. And I was like, okay, not sure what's happening, but I noticed that my anxiety is going away, and I made that connection.
And an established routine, very important. Routine.
Yes, I am a firm believer in just waking up and just setting the tone for your day, whether that is meditation, stretching, journaling, maybe not drinking so much caffeine or Red Bulls, and just checking in with your body. Also before nighttime, turning off the technology and the social media. Having a moment for yourself. I still do all these things as an adult.
And I like the journaling part of it. Journal it, so you can talk about it.
Yes, journaling, whether it's, you're on a flight and you feel anxious and you just take out your iPhone and you write in your notes, or you have an actual notebook at your apartment or house, and it's just taking your thoughts out of your head and putting them on paper. You really can reevaluate, are these productive thoughts or are they just anxious, worst case scenario thoughts?
Which is most often the case.
Exactly.
Right? All right. Thank you so much. Keep sharing your story, because of course you're helping so many people.
Thank you.
And not just youth, but adults too.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Where can we find you?
I have a website. It is meganwgallagher.com. I also have YouTube and Instagram and a Facebook page, and my TED Talk is on the YouTube TEDx channel. I really feel like when certain people go through certain things, they kind of have a responsibility and a choice to help the people on the other side.
To give back,
and just give back. And that's really what I want to just do with my life.
Right. Megan, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being with us.
We're going to be back with top stories.
And a show and tell, and it's all about graduation. Stay with us.
So you just randomly just...
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I mean,